So today we're going to have a look at mode, median and range from a table, and then next lesson we will be moving on to having a look at mean from a table. So we'll quickly go through how to find the mode and the range, and then we'll spend most of our time looking at how to find the median. So if we're looking at the mode, we know that the mode is the number that appears the most, but in a frequency table, the frequency tells us how many times a number appears. So the 2 here means there's 2 zeros, the 4 means there's 4 ones. And so if we look at the frequency column, 4 is the biggest number here, which means this is we've got the most of the number 1. And therefore our mode is the number 1. For our range, we're going to have a look at what is the largest number that we've got, and we can see from our table we have some of the number 4, and we've got some number zeros as well. So therefore our range is going to be 4 take away 0, which is 4. When it comes to finding our median, we're going to need to do a bit more work. So I've added in this cumulative frequency column, which just means I'm going to add up my frequencies as I go. So after this first group, I've got 2, then I'm going to add on this 4 to that, which gives me a total of 6, and then add on the 1 to get 7, and then 9, and then 11. And you can see here 11 is already my total frequency. So if you also wanted to find a mean, you could use that. Now, I want to know what position my median is in. So if I imagined I had a list of, say, 5 numbers, and I want to know what position my median is in, well, normally I'd go through and I'd circle and so on. But we can see here that the position of my median is the 3rd number, and that's with a list of 5 numbers. In general, the position of your median is n plus 1 over 2. Okay, so we take the total amount of numbers we've got, we add on 1, and we divide it by 2. So here, if we've got 11 numbers, we're going to do 11 plus 1 divided by 2, and that gives me 6. So I now know if these numbers were all in a list with all of my 0s, 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s, that the median would be in the 6th position. So now I just need to find where is the 6th position. So if I go through my cumulative frequency, after the end of all the 0s I've used 2 numbers, after the end of all the 1s I've used 6 numbers. And that means that the last number 1 must be the median. Okay, if this only went up to 5 and then we went over to 7, that means by the end of all the 1s we've used 5 numbers, but by the end of all the 2s we've used 7, and therefore it must be the number 2. So our median is therefore the number 1. What I would like you to now do is have a go at the question on the right hand side, finding all 3 of those, so mode, range and median, and then I'll go through the answers. Okay, so the mode, looking through this, the highest frequency we've got is 7, so therefore our mode must be the number 1. So we're always looking at this number here, not the actual number in the frequency column. The range, well, the largest number that we've got is the number 4. If this was a 0 here, we'd have to be careful because it means the largest number we've got is actually a 3. And the smallest number we've got is a 0, so once again our range is 4. And our median, we've got a total here. We do this cumulative frequency again, so 4 plus 7 is 11, plus 2 is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 4 is 21. So the position of my median is going to be 21 plus 1 divided by 2. And that gives me 11. So now I go through and I find 11th position, that's going to be in this group again. So my median once again is 1. Now if you had an even amount of numbers, you'd end up with a decimal here, so you'd end up with say 11.5, and that means it's going to be between the 11th and 12th value. So in this case, if it was here, between our 11th and 12th value would be right between 1 and 2. So we would say then our median number of siblings is 1.5.